All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the first edition of Stock Talk. All right, so this is going to be a new series I'm doing. It's not going to be a scheduled thing by any means, but I'm just going to make these whenever I feel like it is necessary to make them. So, like in today's case with Moderna, when we saw such a rapid price movement, okay, for the negative, it was very bad, very negative price action. Okay, but it's important in my mind, and I want to just kind of talk to you guys about it. Obviously, because it's such a hot stock on this channel, all right? We've talked a lot about it. We've been in it for a long time. And when it makes moves like this, I want to talk to you guys about it, okay? So we'll talk about Moderna. We'll talk about Sorrento, actually, and we'll talk about Tilray, okay? So again, aside from Sorrento, I just want to bring this up because I kind of want to put it on your guys' radar. It is fairly newly on my radar. It's been on my watch list for a while, but I do want to talk about it here, okay? Because it is looking promising in my mind. All right, and if you guys happen to catch, if you guys are part of the newsletter, you would have seen this already. I did post it on YouTube, and I am going to go a little more in depth on the newsletter. All right. I want you guys to kind of understand this too with the newsletter is I'm always going to go a little more in depth with that product just because I need to respect the fact that these people are paying for a premium service. All right. And I love making YouTube videos. I love doing the free content. I'll always do my best to provide as much like really truly valuable free content as I can, but again, I do need to respect the fact that there's a lot of people paying for what is a premium product, okay? And I want you guys to understand that I am treating this like a business. I put a lot of time and a lot of resources and my time and energy into what I'm doing here, so I just hope you guys can respect that. I know you're all entrepreneurs. We're all in this game to make money, right? We're playing the markets, all right? And I am treating this like a business. So again, I just hope you guys can respect. Even when I'm shouting it out, I'm not just trying to sell a product, okay? I truly believe it's a good product, and I truly put a lot of time into it, okay? So again, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I hope you guys understand that. All right. So that said, before we get into it, as always, I would always appreciate it if you guys like the video, if you gain value from this, and subscribe if you're not already. And if you are, thank you very much. All right. So Moderna, again, very red day for Moderna. All right. Again, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. I'm sure a lot of you are positioned in Moderna. And if you are, I'm right there with you. Okay. As you guys know, I am positioned in Moderna. I actually did not do much to my position today. If you guys have been following along, you would know that I have been taking profits off along the way. So my position is actually not as big as it has been over time, okay? It's because I have been taking those small amounts of profits off, and it does add up. All right, so I'm not super fazed by this. It does suck. Obviously, it made a dent in my portfolio today, but not super bummed about it. But it was a huge red day, okay? So this is before we go into the daily. This is kind of a macro. All right, this is dating back from like March, the beginning of March, kind of when we first got into it, right? But I have been mentioning for a long time that it's following this kind of beam-like trajectory. Okay, so it's this upward pattern, a lot of ups and downs. I disregarded this top line right here. Okay, just because that was kind of a This whole stock is very unpredictable, okay? But I feel like this one was a little out of the picture. This is the most recent spike up after they announced the successful vaccine trials, all right? That immediately was clouded by a lot of other news, which we talked about in the video I just uploaded yesterday, right? So Moderna overall, the optics, they have dug themselves in such a deep hole in my mind, and it's sad to know that. It is fishy. It is weird. It raises a lot of red flags for that are well warranted. That are you can justify the red flags in my mind. But regardless, this is a very emotional space. This whole sector, the whole vaccine sector, in my mind, is just almost objectively too is such an emotional and irrational space. It's so news based, and it is sad to see that Moderna chose to play this whole situation like this, okay? It's very fishy what they're doing. The secondary offering, the executives selling so many shares. And then there's this news that we're going to cover right here, which is the reason I'm pretty positive this is the primary factor behind the 15% price drop today. So we'll just cover this now. He experienced a severe reaction to Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine candidate. He's still a believer. That's the title of this. It is by Stat News. So if you guys remember Stat, they're the guys who actually they're the ones who caused Moderna. They're the ones who raised their eyebrows initially, and we're kind of talking down and really questioning the validity of Moderna's trials. When they were really hyping up their trials, these were the guys who raised their eyebrows because they had a lot of notable and respectable officials behind them, I guess. I don't know the full story of Stat, but these are the guys who kind of the initial guys who raised the red flags, okay? And then they have this article today that they released this morning talking about this guy. If you guys recognize him, he made his rounds on CNBC, some of the news outlets, talking about how he was actually one of the, I think the only one, it was a very small trial, right? He was one of the few involved in the human trials that Moderna did and actually injected him with their mRNA vaccine. And so he was making his rounds, and he seems like a very thoughtful, very rational guy, which I respect a lot. He's a good face to put behind. If you're gonna have someone from the trial speak out, it's nice that it was him, because he is very thoughtful, and I think his intentions are very good, and he's very genuine. Okay, so you can watch some of those if you want, but pretty much to sum this up, he had some adverse reactions. You guys can check this out. Just type in this title if you want to read the article. But to sum it up, he developed a fever after getting the injection. He had some, and like, to sum it up, he got like a fever. He was feeling very sick. He fainted. But it's like, it's not surprising, to me at least. Like, these people, Moderna, anyone working on a vaccine is moving at a pace that's unprecedented. Okay, these companies typically take 3 years. It's a very long process to make a vaccine. Okay, and there's just so much money being pumped into the system by the U.S. government, by literally everyone. There's so many resources going towards creating a vaccine, and these people like Moderna, all the Novavax, Inovio, they're all almost being forced. Obviously, like, there's financial, there's social compensation for being the one to come up with the vaccine first. But you can't blame these guys for doing their best and maybe like messing up. Like, so I read, if you read into this a little bit, it says that not this specifically, but some other articles state that these mRNA based vaccines, it's not super rare to get like a fever, or even if you guys have gotten a vaccine before, you get kind of sick. You're introducing antibodies into your body. It's like it's a hormetic stressor. Your body gets a little bit sick, so it can develop antibodies to then fight off any sicknesses that come from exterior forces. Okay, so you're pretty much getting a little sick to develop antibodies so you don't get really sick. All right, so it's not abnormal in any vaccine that I've experienced, at least, to get a little sick, but I guess this guy had a pretty adverse reaction. But the big thing is he's still a believer. So he understands the fact that these companies are moving at rapid paces that are unprecedented, and like, they're trying. I feel like it's a good sign that this guy, who seems genuine, thinks that Moderna is acting with good, like, proper intentions. So that's a good sign in my mind. Although, again, their optics are terrible. The way they've played out this situation is so stupid. Like, their PR guy should be canceled. But that said, again, this is very fundamentally based, but I want to show you guys the technicals, because I did draw this up. Again, I did send this out to the newsletter and posted this on YouTube on like my little the post thing that you can make, not a video but just a post. If you guys haven't checked those out or want to check that out. But yeah, again, Moderna have been following this general trajectory. Disregard that, discount that, but it follows this top line pretty well, and then this bottom line of support is pretty reliable in my opinion. Okay, and we just bounced off that today. We'll go to like the 5-minute time frame. I'll zoom in. So yeah, Moderna, terrible day today. You see this huge gap down, but yeah, we just bounced off this line of support. Okay, so almost to a T. All right, like, again, with these lines, whenever you draw them, like, it's never going to be precise, but it's good that it did bounce off there for a little bit, and it didn't close significantly below that line. Okay, so I think two things can play out for this to play out. For it to continue this upward trend, the optics obviously need to change a lot. All right, they need to release some tangible news that they've actually done something proper, or like some really good news to counteract all of this trash news that they've been releasing has to come out in order to justify a move back up to like where this is predicting. So June 10th, if this actually plays out, it says June 10th, 11th, it'll reach just under $90. Okay, so again, unless they really change their practice and the information they're releasing to the public and the progress they're making, I don't think that'll happen. What I think is more likely to happen personally is I think it will get back to like the $70 to $75 region, because that's where they announced that is the price they priced their secondary share offering at, was what, $76, I think. So I think it's a lot more rational for it to bounce off this. I think it'll probably come back to like the $70 to $75 region. And then, to be honest, I'll probably significantly reduce my position after that, okay? I will still have some on the table. I do still believe Moderna is acting with good intentions. They're just playing this game super poorly as far as PR is concerned and optics are concerned. But, yeah, like, that's what I'm going to do personally. Again, you guys do your own thing, do your own research. Always, this is not investment advice. This is just what I'm doing, okay? So to wrap this up, once Moderna gets to around 70, 75, I'm probably going to pull at least half of my position off the table, okay? So that's my plan most likely, and unless, again, something significant changes as far as news is concerned. Positive news, that is. All right, so, and then we'll get on to Sorrento Therapeutics. All right, so, again, been on my watch list for a while. Haven't talked about it on the channel. Been watching it for a while. Obviously, this huge spike up right here was very, you can say bullish. But, you know, that's, again, this whole sector, anyone working towards COVID relief, COVID vaccine, COVID relief, COVID treatments, etc. This is very hype-based, okay? This is about as hypey as stocks can get, and as bubbly as stocks can get, okay? So Sorrento, will zoom in here. This was today, okay? So we'll go to the 5-minute today. You can see here, I think Sorrento was up, pre-market is up like 30%. So up 30%, definitely eye-catching, and then immediately corrected down. And then I think it ended the day up like 3%, and then it was up another like 3% after hours. Okay, so I am definitely thinking about getting into the stock. It's usually a good sign when this happens. I was definitely thinking about entering, like getting a small position in here. So like around up 3%. I kind of wish I did now, but I will be keeping my eye on this tomorrow. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, this was on news that Sorrento Therapeutics stock is a buy on the 50% chance of COVID-19 antidote, analysts say. So again, this whole sector, you guys, you have to remember it's super hype driven. Remember the two wave theory that I've come to mention a lot. You get that first punch, you get the correction, it'll settle down, go sideways for a bit, it'll capitulate, and then you'll get that second wave. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna act like I'm super educated on Sorrento now that it's like really on my watch list, and I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I will do a lot more digging, and I will keep you guys updated on what my thoughts are in regards to this stock. But again, right now, I think a second wave's incoming. Again, Sorrento is $1 billion market cap. If you go back in the past, Sorrento was at $9. Oh wait, no, sorry, I forgot we're on the 5-minute. Let's see what Sorrento's done like over a long period of time, real quick. Okay, so I'll go back to 2015 again. Sorrento's been at a high of $26 a few years ago, so very volatile stock. Like a lot of these, like a lot of biotech stocks, like always very hype based. They say they're going to solve something. There's a lot of hype behind it, but again, it's always good just to go back in time to see what the share price is capable of doing. Okay, so this share price at one point in time reached $26. I can't imagine that whatever happened at this point in time was as important as creating a treatment to COVID-19. So this is not specific at all. This is not technically based. This is just general, kind of what I've learned over time. It's just a good thing to look at, okay? What the stock has done in the past, it shows what its potential is to do now if it does succeed at what it's trying to do. All right, so this stock has the potential to get to about $27. Again, if they continue to release good news, I would not be surprised at all to see it hit like $27, $30 again, okay? So, again, keeping my eye on Sorrento, I especially in this space, in these bubble up type sectors, the two-wave thing, I mean, I stand by it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this hit a second wave, and probably hit like $10. What's it at right now? 527. Okay, so that's a 2x. But again, super high base space, super low market cap at $1 billion. It's not going to take much capital inflow to really change the stock and really get this thing moving. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'll keep you guys posted on this over time. All right. So again, Sorrento, good. You guys can read this, do your research, look into it more. And again, I'm not going to try to act like, I'm not even going to talk about the fundamentals of Sorrento a lot, okay? I will look into it more over time, and I'll keep you guys posted on that, all right? So the last one I want to talk about is Tilray. Again, been the last two videos, the actual videos, aside from Waves Weekly, that I released were in regards to the cannabis market. So I am very bullish on the cannabis market today. Tilray really continued his path up. It broke this previous line of resistance. So again, I did release this, send it to my newsletters, post it on the YouTube post thing. But I do think this is important. I want to talk to you guys about this. That's why I made this video. Okay, so it broke. Like, Tilray, in my mind, is now on a 100% uptrend, okay? So it broke this previous high that it set after it came crashing down, after everything came crashing down in March. So it had this relief rally, broke $10, and then now, today, it broke that previous high that it broke after, again, capitulating after that relief rally in March. All right, so that's huge. And then when you look at Tilray right here, there is like zero for a long time. So I'm not going to go further back. You guys can check out the charts if you want to, but in recent times, there's nothing at all going on around here in terms of support or resistance, okay? So there's no key levels. Maybe right here you could say at like $15, but it's still pretty close to this level, okay? So this bottom, this little top right here. So, okay, $15 looks good, all right? So I did say that in the posts and this morning, but I do think that Tilray has a pretty clear shot to $15. So that's my personal price target on Tilray. I do think, again, Tilray has a pretty small market cap right now. I believe it's like $2 or $3 billion. So again, it doesn't take much capital inflow with these small market cap stocks and companies to see some significant movements. All right, we've seen Tilray go to $300 before. It's not going to be surprising at all to see it jump $5 over a pretty short amount of time. Again, granted, the cannabis sector does well. There are some cannabis earnings coming up soon, which makes me even more bullish on the sector as a whole. But we'll have to see how it goes. From a technical perspective, again, there's like nothing going on around here. And yeah, I'm personally confident. My money's on the fact that Tilray will hit about $15 over the next month or so, okay? So I just wanted to turn you guys onto that. Again, I know I have been talking about Tilray and a lot of these cannabis stocks a lot. But again, just to get your guys, get the wheels turning, get you guys focusing on it if you're not really paying much attention to it. But yeah, I think we'll call it there, guys. Again, I don't know how often that I'm going to do these. I will do them because I love doing this. Trust me. Like, this is probably one of my favorite videos to make, just because I can come on here and talk story with you guys and just kind of wing it and let you know what's running through my mind. But I'll try to make these as much as possible. Again, it's not going to be scheduled. I'll just make these whenever something significant happens in regards to any of the stocks that we talk about on the channel, and I feel like it's necessary for me to just talk to you guys about this. Okay, so again, really appreciate you guys watching. As always, drop a comment down below if you guys want to talk about any of this. If you guys have any experience with Sorrento, again, I'm kind of late to the game in terms of Sorrento. I feel like it's been on the watch list for a while again, but I haven't been watching it, and I kind of wish I've been paying a little more close attention to it. But again, I will do my best to do so. From now on, I'll do more research myself. Let me know what you guys know about it already, if you do know anything. So again, I learned a lot from you guys, so I always appreciate the comments. We're all in this together, guys. So appreciate you watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Always remember, take action, make waves. Peace. All right, stock talk.